I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 147 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your host, Kam.
I'm your host, Flowz.
And as always, guys, please make sure you head over to our Instagram and our Twitter pages, which is SZN Pod or SZN Podcast. There's a link in the bio on both of those pages there, which will take you to where we're situated at streaming-wise. So if you like your visuals, there's a YouTube link there. But if you prefer audio, there's all the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music links, all that kind of stuff. So whichever is your fancy, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, give us a follow, all that good stuff. Flowz, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How are you?
Yep, good as always.
Happy Father's Day still.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Yeah, Flowz. Boxing. It's our main child that we're here to discuss.
It's our bag. Yeah.
Quite a lot of, to be fair, even though it wasn't like a week of mega fights or whatever, it's quite a lot of fights that went down for us to touch upon, Flowz. Where do you want to start? Many directions we've been going.
Let's start at home.
Yeah.
It was Friday card. What was it?
Yeah, Friday card. It was Friday card. Fraser Clarke versus Wach, if I'm not mistaken, Flowz.
Yeah.
York Hall. I think this is Boxer's first show at York Hall. I think it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boxer's first. It's their first debut show at York Hall. Obviously, last week we saw you. What was it? Who was at York Hall last week? Was it Queensbury?
Yeah.
Yeah. And fresh off the back of that, one of his heavyweight rivals in the UK, Fraser Clarke, was headlining this one against Wach, who listeners you should be familiar with. Battle-tested Wach. He's been around for a long time. He's fought pretty much everyone. He's fought most people have known. Dylan White. Trying to think who else. There's other names that he's fought that we know of. Flowz, help me out here.
Yeah. Did Wilder?
Did he fight Wilder?
Klitschko. No,
Klitschko, yeah.
I was Klitschko.
Yeah, Klitschko, yeah.
Miller beat him not too long ago.
I remember the Miller fight. Yeah. Povetkin. Yeah. He's been around the block.
Yeah.
So he's at that stage now. Yeah, where he's fighting the real up and comers. We saw David LA last week, as we said, is one of Fraser Clarke's UK rivals. This was Fraser's turn to, I guess, impress, especially off the back of Adelaide. Some people said that wasn't very impressive, his win or not. This was a 10-rounder, if I'm not mistaken, Flowz.
Yeah. Fraser Clarke's first 10-rounder.
I can say is his first one, because he's been fighting 6 and 8 rounders, and one of the excuses Ben Shalom gave as to why he didn't want to make the Woodley fight was Fraser Clarke is not a 12-round fighter yet. So yeah, they're moving him up slowly. 10-rounder, Flowz. Bro, how do you think he performed? Because hey man, the streets, boy, I'm sure we'll get into, but yeah, we've got the fight and the performance.
Look, I watched this back, so I didn't watch it on a Friday, and people were killing him, saying, now we see why he was ducking. He was pulled out of Fabio Woodley. Fabio Woodley destroys him.
Fabio Woodley was also sending shots as well.
Look, and the same comments I was seeing for David Adelaide, saying Fabio Woodley destroys him. He's lucky he didn't get it. Look, Fraser Clarke is 6th fight. This is 7th fight? This was his 7th fight, I believe.
Yeah.
Or 6th.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
This wasn't even a main event. This wasn't supposed to be the main event headline. It was meant to be Adam Azim, right? And he's pulled out with an injury. Look,
correct. Azim's hurt his hand, I think. Yeah.
I watched that performance and I liked what I saw from Fraser Clarke. I'll be so real. I have no harsh criticisms. It's not his fault that he was made headline.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage of his career, 6 fights in against a seasoned vet.
Yep.
In Wach.
Yep.
It was a good performance. His first 10-rounder, for the first six rounds, to me, Fraser Clarke was boxing well. Using the jab, tripling up on the jab, quadrupling on the jab, going to the body, boxing. He was boxing. He wasn't putting on, because I guess it's a heavyweight and people want to see knockouts and destructive performance. He wasn't sitting down in his punches in the inside and trading on the inside. He was landing big shots, but they were like straight right hands, overhanded right hands, all from range. He was boxing well. He got caught a few times, But at this stage in his career, I enjoyed that performance. Honestly, he was, you know me, I like a boxing performance.
Yeah.
And for me, he was boxing well. It's not his fault, his main event. Granted, it's not a main event, it's not fireworks. But this should be on the undercards of a big fight.
Yeah.
And once again, you 6 rounds in, first 10 rounder, box to a game plan, because we've seen favorites get upset trying to stand in trades and get rocked and wobbled.
Yeah.
If we went life and death with Marius Wach now, you'd be killing him even more.
Even more. 100%.
He won down there every round. Maybe took a round off late on. I think maybe, but that's fatigue. That's experience he's building up. Yeah. He's 31, but let's look at 6 fights in, and he's progressing. He's still learning the pro trade. The amateur fight game is completely different, but fundamentals, what he showed me, I was impressed with. The people criticizing him, to me, just everyone who's dissing him, saying, "Oh, whatever, you sound like a casual to me." I'll be so because the comparisons to Fabian Woodley would have been losing rounds.
I was literally going to say, Flowz, if you compare the three of them, Woodley, Adelaide, and Clarke, when you watch all three of them, it's very, very clear to see that from a fundamentals point of view, as a boxer, Clarke is better than the other two. You're on mute, by the way, Flowz. It's so clear. He has a very, very good jab, which he utilizes well. It's varied, as you said, double sometimes, quadruple sometimes. He might not be as athletic as the other two.
Yeah,
but he's a bit slow. He's a bit ponderous. I don't want to say ponderous, but you know what I mean. I don't want to say Joe Joyce-esque, but you know what I mean. In that sort of ilk, he might not be the quickest or the most athletic, but from a boxing standpoint and from IQ standpoint, I think he has those other two beat. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's clear to see when you watch the two fighters. I think, I don't know, I low-key feel like people might be a bit harsh on him, right, because of the fact that he is a lot older than the other two. But they have to understand that even though he had a massive amateur or an extensive amateur background, he's still a rookie in this pro game. It's different. And he's still learning the tool. He's still learning on the job. So they're going to kind of rush him a little bit, but not too much, because you can see he still needs a bit of work. The boxers are trying to build him up a bit slowly. And yeah, just taking his time with him. But like I said, all these three guys, Flowz, all three of them aren't ready yet. They all still have flaws, which they still need to work on. Woodley, Clarke, and Adelaide. So they got to just keep doing what they're doing. And they will cross paths at some point. Some might be sooner than others. And then, obviously, bragging rights up for grabs and all that kind of stuff. But for the moment, they're on their paths, and they're both, all three of them are trying to progress in their own way. But it is what it is.
Look, people will watch Fabian Woodley and then they'll criticize him as well, because every time I've seen Fabian Woodley, he's losing, pieced up.
Until he gets angry and he's able to land his big shots and he gets him out of there. But Gorman was giving him hell. Other guys are giving him hell. What's it called? What's his name?
Molina.
Every time I forget his name, drummer boy Molina.
I couldn't believe it.
Until he took a dive, right, Flowz?
I look, but Fabian Woodley's he's 16
fights in. 16 fights in
the program. So he's leaps ahead of what's his name? Clarke. So look, I understand Fraser Clarke had big hype around him when he was signed. His career so far has been a bit stale in terms of fighting big men usually. So people he's way past. So now he's kind of really getting the experience fights, which he needs. So the harsh criticism that this is boring, it's not his. Once again, this should have been an undercard on like way, not even co-main event. This should have been way down on the cards. But it was the main event, not his fault, and he went out there and boxed. Can't criticize him for that. I can't. So I'm not saying he's a world beater. He's going to be impressive. I'm not. It's because you man jumped on the hype train. You man all ran on the hype train, expected big things, expected fireworks and knockouts. Let him do his things. He's going to be accelerated. He's older, but criticizing performances like that when he won every round down there, just because he didn't get a knockout, which I don't think he was chasing for. I don't think he was chasing it. So I was happy with the performance.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. And as we said, we stressed it wasn't meant to be a main event. So Yeah, it is what it is.
First 10 rounders, yeah.
Keep what you doing what you're doing, Fraser. All three of them are moving at their pace. They're all still learning, and I can't wait for them when the inevitable happens, when they all cross paths, and then we can talk properly then. But
for sure.
Flowz undercard as well. Just a couple of fighters worth mentioning. Wins for Caroline Dubois. Who else? Adam Azim was meant to be headlining, but his brother also fought in the card. Hassan, he got a W as well. And Vidal Riley as well. Your boy Vidal Riley, he got another. Bro, I didn't even realize he was rematching the same guy, Flowz.
Yeah.
Was there beef there? Was there? What?
The last fight ended because of a cut, I believe. Okay. So he went to the scorecards.
Yeah.
And I think his name was Taj. Was landing shots.
Anis Taj, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of scrappy the first fight. So he seemed like, he felt like he was giving without problems.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Vidal stopped him this time in the same round that he got stopped last time, the fourth round. Yeah. I feel like Vidal, Flowz, he's already past you, because obviously with a young boxer, up-and-coming boxer, you feed him the food, the soup cans, as you would say, Flowz, for a good 10 whatever fights. Vidal was, I feel, to me, he's ready already in terms of to move past the bin men stage. I can't lie. And then I think now he needs to up the levels in this competition, because he's blown a lot of these guys out the water, Flowz, and just looking so far ahead of them, if you know what I mean. So, I feel like he's at the stage now where no more bin men. Give us what? Let me not say no more bin men, but give us a bit more durable bin men now. People that can actually, maybe ex-world title contenders who are on their way out, who are old, have that experience. I think he's ready for them now, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah. I think he should start putting the British scene, really and truly. The British level. Like the guys who Cody have beat, the guys who React Pro have beat, and start touching them. I think he should be looking at British level fights already, aim for that British title. Because he's been a pro for 5 years. We've got to remember, he was with Mayweather Promotions. Yeah. Then he had a break for like 2 years. Yeah. He's had 9 fights in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to get a move on. Luckily, he's young. But
26, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. The talent was there. He pieced my man out for most of the rounds. He got caught in like the thirds, but recovered and finished. Yeah. I like him. I think if he focuses and does what he needs to do, he's one to watch.
Yeah.
But his career has been a bit so far.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Boom. Saturday, Flowz. Let's. I think that's it for that card, really. That boxer card. Shame we couldn't see Adam and Azim in action, but he'll be back soon, I'm sure. Let's swiftly move on to Saturday then. What's the main card we should talk about for this one? The Zone?
Let's do that one. Yeah,
for the Zone card. Boy, boxing's an incredible sport, Flowz, because you just never know what's going to happen sometimes. And I say that because last week, was it last week? I think it was about last week, or maybe the week before. The 140-pound divisions turned on its head a little bit. With Teofimo's victory over Josh Taylor. Sort of reintroducing Teofimo to the world again as a major player again in the 140-pound division now. And we went on to say that, okay, well, the man who I think the general consensus lies is the best in the 140-pound division. And to be fair, we say it as well. I think it's fair to say, Flowz, we believe Regis is the best at 140-pound division at the moment, the top dog. He said he's in action next week. And he's in action next week, and he's probably going to look to make a statement. So how we've gone from that, Flowz, to seeing a performance from Regis that was, I don't want to say below par, but it was underwhelming. And he's fought a guy, Danilito Zorrilla, who made him look bad in portions. Was a horrible fight to watch, to be honest. It wasn't a great fight. And we're even seeing in some circles, Flowz, that people say Regis might have lost the fight. Boy, the boxing, man. This is a real guy. I wasn't expected to give Regis any problems whatsoever. You think? I wasn't thinking we'd do that. I've never seen this guy fight before, but I'm watching him. I'm watching that fight, and as I say for listeners, it wasn't a great fight to watch. Minimal engagement. it's funny because it started with a bang a little bit, the first round, where it was tentative, and then they both exploded into action, similar to where Josh Taylor and Teofimo just exploded into action in that first round. No, sorry, not I mean Derevchenko and Munguia. Yeah. Wait, so that fight exploded into action towards the end. And I've seen something mad, Flowz. I've seen them come. Regis landed a big overhand right.
Yeah.
And then they've come together, and this time, then Zorrilla has landed his own shot a bit quicker than Regis.
Yeah.
And he's dropped him. It was actually a clear as day drop, but the referees ruled it a slip. I said, whoa. Let me watch that again. Watch it again. I said, yo, he's hit him there. That's because they both thing is it was messy because they've come together. He's clocked him. Regis has gone down and their legs are tangled, and Zorrilla's also gone down as well.
Yeah.
But Flowz, that was a knockdown.
You know what it was? Zorrilla catches Prograis, and Prograis is going down. He's going down, but he tries to clinch almost. But Zorrilla is coming forwards as he's trying to clinch. So it looks like he's brushing, he's bulldozed him over as well.
Because he's a bit unsteady on his legs, Zorrilla. His footwork, even though it was very, very through. I was looking at his footwork thinking, this guy's footwork look mad.
It was crazy to me because he was boxing, but his footwork weren't boxer's footwork.
I was baffled. And the thing is, the commentators kept saying that he's not known for having good footwork, as you can see. But he was boxing out of his skin.
He was counter punching. He was trying to box. He's boxing on the back foot.
Yeah,
but he didn't have the footwork to. If he had the footwork, he would have won that fight.
Essentially, listeners, this Zorrilla is one of them horrible, tricky opponents who wasn't looking to engage really in terms of come forward. Regis was stalking him the whole night.
Yeah,
and Zorrilla was just content to be on the back foot, counter punching. Real awkward. He will sometimes clinch up. He'll be throwing shots from weird angles. Very, very awkward, tricky opponent who wasn't throwing much punches, but because Regis is the aggressor throughout and Regis has to try and make a statement, you see Regis, trying to force things, overextend, and because also this Zorrilla guy was also very big for the size difference was huge. He had the size and reach over him, and he was happy to content with just pour with his jab, and I think Regis was struggling to get the distance right, to get inside of the jab and do his own work. And when he did, the Zorrilla guy will quickly just try and counter punch, clinch. So he was a very awkward opponent. And that made for not a very good watch, to be honest, Flowz, because you see a guy who is quite negative in that sense. I don't want to say negative because actually it's smart boxing.
Yeah.
There's no way Zorrilla can win a phone box brawl with Regis Prograis, who is one of the hardest hitters in the division.
Yeah.
And Flowz,
natural brawler. Natural scrapper.
Natural, serious scrapper. And Flowz, I don't know if you listened to what the commentators were saying as well, because obviously I've never watched this guy fight. But they were saying that this performance from Zorrilla is so surprising. He doesn't fight like this normally.
Yeah.
Apparently Zorrilla is known to be a brawler himself.
Mm.
And apparently this is the first time I've ever seen him fight like this. And it's clearly working well for him because he's in this fight. So Zorrilla apparently has changed his entire tactics and his style for this fight specifically. And he's never known for being an outside guy. But he looked very good at doing it. I can't lie. Even off the ropes, a couple of times Regis had him against the ropes, Flowz, and he was still fighting well off the ropes and catching Regis with good shots. Yeah. So I'm there thinking, rah. It was tough for Regis. Because this guy wasn't giving him much at all, wasn't giving any inches, was going backwards all the time. And because he's taller and longer, he can pick him off from the outside. And even though Regis probably landed the better quality shots, and he did hurt him a few times, he dropped him in the third round. Yeah. Where Zorrilla had his chin up in the air and Regis came over with the overhand left and dropped him. Made him do a roly-poly, flash knockdown. But afterwards, he got even more tentative. But very, very tough fight for Regis. Zorrilla, even though he didn't get the W, was quite impressive in that regard. But what are your thoughts on it, Flowz?
Yeah, I thought it was a jittery performance from Rugaru, because his style isn't what we usually see. He was trying to do the fades.
He actually boxes more since the Taylor loss. He's actually tried to get on his boxing, and he can box Regis. He's actually a good boxer.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. But his arms just seemed too short that fight. He's just gonna get the distance.
Just gonna get, yeah.
That's how I describe it. He's like this Zorilla's guy's arms was way longer.
Yeah.
Like we just would try to come in, maybe try to jab his way in. This guy would counter, lean back, and catch you with a counter shot.
Yeah.
Like Pork, and I'm like, yeah, your arms are too short here. It was hard to get on the inside and cut the ring off because this guy was constantly moving. So it was a messy performance. It was tough to score, to be honest, at points.
Bro, there were some rounds where barely punches landed. Like it was very, very
And for his home time return and debut on Matchroom, it was a bit of a stinker, especially where say you're the man of the division.
Yeah.
We've had people say they want your belt. We've had a big fight in Josh Taylor Lopez. Champions moving all over the place. It's a hot division right now. You want to make a statement in every fight. There was no statement made. In fact, people might be pulling up on you. We just, they might say.
We'll touch upon that. Again, it's enough tough one as well because I can see why people might say, "Oh, Regis didn't win that, or was it draw, or Zorrilla won?" Because it was such a fight where minimal was scored, minimal scoring shots happened, and you're seeing Regis get picked off every now and again on the counter. But at the same time, Regis is the one landing the more. I guess judges want to reward Regis for his aggressiveness because he was the one pushing the pace of the fight. He was the one being the aggressor, right? As he should be. And he probably landed the better shots overall. But yeah, also this guy, I say this because the scorecast flows were, I think, the two that were, it was a split decision, and the two scorecards that were in favor of Regis were so wide flows. Typical hometown, boxing's a business, as we know, it was too wide. I think one of them was 117, 109 or something
118,
like that. Yeah. I thought to myself, that's deep. Like, did you see Zorrilla's face when the result was read out?
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Bro, he just stood at the camera. He just looked at the camera and was like he was fuming. Like, I think Regis got fortunate with this result here, Flowz, or he's escaped one. Because I'm happy to say he won because he was aggressor and he was pushing the pace of the fight and probably landed the better shots.
Got the knockdown,
yeah. However, another night this could have been a sticky one.
Thanks.
And he himself was one thing I like about Regis. He's very honest, and he said straight away he knows he's got to do better. He held his hands up. He said he looked past Zorrilla and he can never do that again. And he knows he wasn't good enough. But he still maintained that he still wants all these guys and he still bust their ass. That's what he said. He said, I'm gonna still bust their ass. So I'm sure it was a blip performance. It happens, Flowz. It happens with all the boxers. We see this all the time. There's some opponents that are just very, very tricky. And this Zorrilla guy was mad tricky. Mad tricky. It is what it is. But we're seeing maybe after there's other fighters now that might want to think, hang on, off that performance, I think I got the beating of Regis. So he struggled against a guy who was longer than him, who had a good jab, who knew how to control distance. That could be a weakness for him. And obviously we're seeing a certain Bill Haney, who seems to be he's pulling up on everyone because he was actually...
Pull up, gang.
This guy is pulling up to all the 140-pounders just to make... He's basically, he said himself, he's on a scouting mission with Devin. He was at Teofimo Taylor last week. So he was, just just seeing what's out there. You saw him at the Regis fight now. He's pulled up to Regis. Him and Haney, we had a little back and forth on FaceTime. Respectful, of course, but, the competitive nature is there. Some other man that, might fancy a bit of Regis. I mean, again, I still maintain that Regis is probably the most dangerous in the division right now. He's not a bum at all. But, he wasn't his best performance. I'm sure he will do better. And he's looking to make the big fights. He said he wants Haney. He said he wants Tszyu. He said he wants them all, really. So, he's happy to take on all comers. Bro, the division is it's warms in. It's warms in. I'm enjoying it.
I'm not sure about Regis being at the top of the tree anymore,
Well, off that performance, yeah. So who you got?
Man, once Haney gets there.
Yo.
Actually, truly, once Clarke gets there, then it's all him. But I'm liking Haney. What Teofimo showed me last fight.
Hey, Teofimo should be a lot, Flowz. I can't lie.
Teofimo showing me.
I think Haney Regis is a great fight because you got the boxer
Yeah.
versus. Because I don't know if Haney, if Regis lands, boy,
Yeah.
it could be a bit sticky. But at the same time, Haney could easily outbox Regis. I wouldn't say easy outbox Regis, but he could outbox Regis.
Yeah.
For 12 rounds. So that one's fascinating in itself. Yeah, man. There's a lot of fights there.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of fights. So I'm looking forward to it for sure. Yeah. Also, Bill Haney's hilarious, man. Absolutely hilarious. Oh,
yeah, he's always pulling up. But yeah, he's one of the funny ones. I swear Haney's just partying at the minute, but
bro, Haney's not. Look, bro, he's basically said that Bill, Dad, you sort everything out. He's out there in Vegas or whatever. He always turn up. Hey, Bill's doing all the work. He's met with Bob as well. Discuss the perspective. Yeah, he saw him having dinner with. Bill Haney is hilarious, man. He's good people's man.
I'm happy for him because obviously someone who's been jail or whatnot. So seeing him back and like having these meetings and being the boss. He's funny.
Yeah, for sure. So for now, folks, are we putting this down to just an off night for Regis, or are you looking at him now thinking,
I'm legit thinking, to be fair to him, he said he was having hometown jitters.
Yeah.
He was definitely looking past this guy. He was already talking about fighting Haney from time.
Facts, yeah.
It's his debut. So that definitely plays a factor. I think he's better than that performance for sure. 100%.
Oh yeah, we've seen him. Yeah,
that's a fact. But it's just a shame that because I'm looking at recent. I always look at recent performances. And
yeah, it's true.
While I think he's definitely better than that, and people shouldn't look at that performance. I'll look at that performance. I'm not a fighter, so I can. Other fighters don't look at that performance and think, he's a walk in the park.
Yeah,
because you'll be in for a shock. But if I'm looking at the rankings now, I'm thinking he best avoid people if he wants to hold that title.
Yeah, for me, I'm happy to give him another chance. Obviously, I know that I can excuse a fight of, like I said, of one bad performance or whatever. I know we know his resume. We've seen his resume live. Regis is a monster. So, but it just makes certain matchups more interesting to me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Like, people like Bruno don't get any good ideas that think you're gonna just don't get any added confidence. AB, just stay away from Regis. But Haney and Teofimo, who I weren't so sure if they could take him. I might be edging towards them slightly now. But,
okay. Hey, if that gets made, Flowz, we'll be able to talk about that. Just quickly as well, big upset on the undercard. Ramna Ali getting knocked out. Boy, don't know if I saw that one coming. Is it Guzman she fought? What's mad as well, Flowz, is I think if she'd won that, she'll get a shot of it. She would have had a shot of a title against a champion in that division. That was already penciled in, apparently. What we should do was beat this Guzman chick. But this Guzman chick, man, who apparently had lost to the champion, and obviously he's trying to get her rematch. Every time she landed something significant, Flowz, Ali was hurt. She'd hurt her, I think, in round 2 or 3. Dropped her at the end of round 5, literally right at the end of round 5. And then finally, at the round 8, she got her out there. But man, a bit of an upset with that one.
Yeah. I want to say that final countdown was one of the fastest counts I've ever seen.
Bro, she hit the deck and the ref started at 4. That's mad.
It was a 9 seconds 10 count from what I counted. 9 seconds after that, she touched him out. He was on 10. Right into the fight was over. She wasn't, even if she had a long 10 count, the ref should have stopped it. Really, truly. But it's just funny that sometimes you get the slow 10 counts, you get quick 10 counts.
Yeah.
Ref done her a favor. I have no problems with the stoppage. It was just that
mad stoppage.
She folded. She
mad stoppage.
Collapsed. She was getting stopped. She was getting hurt. Rocks. Hopefully she can come back. There's always these fights in the women's division. So
speaking of mad stoppages, Flowz, the Tim Tszyu train is really taking off now, bro. He's destroyed. Is it Pedro Ocampos? Is it Ocampos?
Ocampo. It's one of the Spence stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Spence destroyed him in one round back in the day.
Yeah.
But he's done it even quicker. I didn't even know him and Spence had a little beef as well. I didn't even know that. I thought it was just Charlo. Tszyu and Spence. Tszyu and Spence have a little. Yeah, they've had a little back and forth before. And no,
Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, Tim Tszyu and they've had a little back and forth apparently. Him and Spence, and back in the day, Spence just called him trash and stuff, and Tim's said, many times, look, after I get rid of Charlo, I want you next, come up to 154, etc. So I had no idea they had a little beef for him, but he mentioned that, he did it quicker than Spence. He's like, oh yeah, how you like that error, blah blah. But he's battered this guy, Flowz, in one round, destroyed him, dropped him. Literally, he had him hurt and he just went crazy and just started like mauling him. He was getting caught in whilst he was mauling this guy against another fighter that could be peak for him. But yeah, man, he's powerful. And then the final knockout punch was dirty. Flowz caught him disgustingly and just folded my man. It was a real dirty knockout. It makes me look, he's on a good run. So this Charlo fight, it's maybe more intrigued that Flowz. I still think Charlo will win, but I'm looking forward to it because I don't know if you've been hearing Tim Tszyu speak, Flowz. He's talking hella smoky now. Hella smoky. Hella smoky. He even said, like, look, I don't even care about belts. I just want Charlo on my resume. I said, yo, okay, Tim. Come on there, Timmy. Talking mad smoky.
Look, I gave him a lot of credit. I said there's high potential for him to be like, in terms of a former champion's son, always emulated that kind of success. Beating Charlo would put him right up there.
Undisputed.
As one of the best. As one of the best champions' fathers' sons in boxing, because most of them are usually trash. They can't emulate it.
Facts. Yeah.
And look, he's active. He's sharpening his tools.
Yeah.
The Tony Harris performance impressive.
Yeah.
This one impressive. Ocampo's a smaller guy anyway.
Yeah.
But he's being busy. While Mel, I don't know what's happening with Mel.
Hand surgery, isn't it? Well, yeah.
Because he was
He broke his hand. That's the reason why he pulled out. Yeah.
This fight was meant to happen 2 fights ago, wasn't it?
It was meant to be in January,
Yeah. So he's recovering off that. Oh, that's true. It's milder. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah. Inactivity.
But it's risky now because he's sharpened and gotten better. Tim Tszyu, there's still flaws in this game. I still think he gets hit very easily.
Yeah.
However, again, you're coming off the back of momentum, right? He stopped his last 2 guys, decent opponents. He's going in with confidence. Charlo's coming off a long layoff. It makes it very intriguing. But I want to see that fight now. Before I didn't even care about it, but now the way Tim's talking and the way he's been stopping these guys, I'm intrigued. So yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, we've seen Tim Tszyu touch the canvas. So
yes.
And how Bell hits.
I still fancy Charlo, but we'll see when the time comes.
Yeah,
but
you get touching the canvas to Cherry's putting you on the canvas.
You're rude.
And then go see Bell. It's hard to back you then. But you're improving. He's definitely improving.
Yeah, facts. And since we mentioned Spence Flowz, we remiss for us not to mention it. It looks like it is actually here. We can stop being skeptical now, Flowz. Well, I still won't believe it until I see the walkouts, but Spence, Crawford, the pressers, we've seen 2 pressers so far, Flowz. Give me your verdict on both of them.
I enjoy that presser, man. It's the way you've been waiting for something for so long. We enjoyed
bro.
The backstage clash they had 5 years ago. And it's just like a sequel to that.
Listeners, we'll find it up at some point. We'll just to remind you what we're talking about because it's a legendary backstage clash, and we're finally here, basically. And thing is, Flowz, what I love about this year, you can see between the 2 camps, the respect is enormous.
Yeah,
these 2 really, really respect each other, and the trainers, everything. Both camps proper respect each other. They proper rate each other. They give each other props and stuff. However, they're so confident in themselves, so confident, both of them, and they're so competitive that they're happy to say, yeah, he's good, but I'm gonna break him. As Spence said, I'm gonna smoke him. Spence said,
Bud said,
but yo, man, that's cap. Y'all know we smoking on Bud. And you got Bud saying, he's the big fish. I'm gonna catch him. I'm gonna reel him in. I'm gonna gut him. Like, these 2 The competitiveness is crazy. Like this, they weren't even mad disrespectful to each other. They were sending shots, but it was still respectful. But you can feel the confidence between both of them. That's what makes this fight so amazing, man. Because it is legit a 50-50 pick 'em.
What is it's legit the best be the best. There's no third party in this. This is the best be the best.
100%.
We've not had that in a long time. I can't even think of legit the best be the best. And this is world level, highest level, both pound for pound, top 5.
Yeah.
In the same division, fighting each other. And that's why there doesn't need to be disrespected. They know it's the best. If you start chucking in disrespect, you're lying because
100%.
You two are the best.
Yeah.
And the fact they think I'm just better than him makes it special, man.
Like it's two gargantuan wills flows. As in both of them crazy, and someone's got to break, someone's got to lose. And that's the peak thing. So I can't wait to break this down. There's someone I'm gonna get on the pod flows for the breakdown of this one. Won't say who, but I know you know what I was talking about. But listeners, you'll find out. But I'm gonna reach out to someone because this is gonna be a cracker, man. I can't wait to break this one down.
July 29th.
I need it here now.
Like, it's coming soon. I'm surprised it's coming around so quick because the Turby of Callum Smith is in August. And that got announced before this. So it's been building for some time, but I'm glad it's here soon.
And again, Flowz, let me just add as well. Typical Spence, no warm up again. You know how Spence operates. He's a madman. He just be fighting these fights, no warm up, no tune up, off the back of a crash or whatever, and then he'll blitz a guy out. But this
long layoff,
But long layoffs don't seem to affect Errol Spence Jr. He's always looked good off the back of a long layoff. So fair enough, he's doing it again.
That is true. Yeah, I can't wait.
I can't wait, Flowz.
I know this wasn't the plan for PBC. I know, but I'm glad it's here.
I'm glad it's here, man. Thank God. Thank God. Thank you, PBC. Thank you for all parties. We can't wait.
Yeah. Shout out to Spence and Crawford for making this happen because it was them two, really and truly.
100%. All right, let's leave it there, Flowz. It's been episode 147 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And keeps liking, supporting us. Peace.
You take it a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.